we listen to the sentences one time. After that, we repeat together to practice pronunciation as well as reading. And then we finish off by translating everything to make sure that we understand the meaning behind each word as well as Korean sentence structure. So we will be starting right now, but if you have any questions at any point, please feel free to comment down below and I will answer as soon as I can. So let's start now.
하회 마을이 정말 넓어서 자전거를 탔어요. 자전거를 타니까 더 많이 구경할 수 있었어요.
Okay, so we will be repeating those sentences together, okay? So let's repeat that now. 하회 마을이 정말 넓었어. 자전거를 탔어요. 자전거를 타니까 더 많이 구경할 수 있었어요. Okay, so let's repeat a little bit slower for you guys. Hi, Audrey. I haven't been able to join in a while, but it feels so good to be back. Hi, Tiff. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you had been doing well during those times, and I'm very glad to hear that you are able to make it today. So let's repeat one more time, a little bit slower for you guys. 하회 마을이 정말 넓어서 자전거를 탔어요. 자전거를 타니까 또 많이 구경할 수 있었어요. So let's translate everything together. Thank you so much for the like, 여러분. 고마워요. So here we have 하회 마을이. Do you guys remember what that means? What is 하회 마을이? So we have seen it yesterday if you are here in my Korean study live stream. So you might know what that means. Does any of you guys remember the meaning of those two words? Comment down below if you remember. If you were not there yesterday, you might not know because this was a very specific word, but if any of you guys were here yesterday and remember what is 하회 마을이, comment down below. I will give you a few seconds to try and guess the meaning of those words. So does any of you guys remember what that means? If so, comment down below the answer, what 하회 마을이 would mean. We're starting off with the difficult one, so comment down below if you remember what that means. If not, I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you teach one-on-one? So yes, I actually offer private Korean tutoring. So if you guys are interested by that, you can just register through the link in my description. So I'm not giving like class necessarily, but I'm giving tutoring sessions. So if you have anything that you have trouble with, I can definitely help you. Thank you so much for the follow. There's a lot of words in these sentences I don't know. That is great. Then you will be able to learn a lot of things today. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. So if any of you guys are interested by private tutoring by me, you can register through the link in my description. So here we have 하회 마을이. So as we have seen yesterday, it kind of means folk village. So wait, let me just show you guys a picture for anyone that was not there yesterday. This is very, very interesting to see because this is, like I said, a specific thing in Andong, which is a city around, I would say, middle east of Korea. So it's like in the middle and is about in the east. Sorry about that. Let me just get the pictures that I found. This one might be great. Okay, so let's try to open this one. So I will show you guys what this is for anyone that was not there yesterday. Okay, perfect. So here, where can I watch your classes? So I actually go live 4 times a week if you guys are interested. All the schedule is in my description, but if you want to rewatch my Korean study live streams, they are also available on my YouTube channel, which is Audrey and Seoul. So I will always post them on my YouTube channel if you are not able to make it. So you can always go check that out later on. So yes, 하회 마을이 is a folk village. What is a folk village? It's mostly in countryside. So it is the ones where, for example, farmers will live in. So this is the folk village in Andong, which I said is in the Middle East of Korea. And what's very specific about this village is this. So do you see the roof? The roof is made out of hay. Is that what we call it in English or something like that? Right? It's very, very different. So I think it's a touristic attraction. You can go visit and pay. I think the price is like around 5,000 won per person, which is about roughly 5 Canadian dollar and like maybe 350-ish USD dollars. So it's very, very cheap. But since it's in the Middle East of Korea, you might need a car to go there. So yes, this is what Hawe Maeri would mean. So it is a folk village, and she is now talking about the one in Andong village. Hello, greetings from Venezuela. 저는 한국어 학생입니다. Ah, so cool. Thank you so much for joining us today. I think it's the first time that someone from Venezuela has joined us. So this is, very, very exciting. Hopefully you're doing well. So let's continue here. We have 정말. Hey, hello. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for being here. So what is 정말? Comment down below if you guys know what that means. If you watch a lot of K-dramas, you definitely know the meaning of that word. So what does 정말 would mean? Thank you so much for the follow and the like. Thank you. 고마워요. So what is 정말? Comment down below if you know the answer. So 정말, what does that mean? We have seen it in a lot of times before. And like I said, in K-dramas, they use that a lot of times. Whenever they are being, how can I say that? They are being not dramatic, but you know what I mean, right? So yes, you guys are actually correct. 정말 is an emphasis word, which means really or very. So whenever you want to emphasize something, you can use 정말. It can be used in mostly every settings, every context. So if you want to emphasize another word, you can use 정말, which means really or very. And then here after that we have 넓었어. So it is from the verb 넓다, which is to be wide. To be wide. So here it is conjugated, right? 넓어. However, we have the 서 particle right here that is added after a verb. Do you guys remember what that means when you add that into a sentence? So it's as if the sentence was split into two parts. So this is the first part of the sentence and then the second part of the sentence. So here, does any of you guys remember what that means? Comment down below. Thank you so much for the share. Thank you. Do you guys know what that means when you add the 서 part, especially after a verb? So it can be put with, I think, adjectives and other type of words, but most of the time you will see it with a verb. So comment down below, what does that mean? Do you guys remember? We have seen it a couple of times before in my Korean study live stream, so you might be familiar with that. What did that mean? Do you guys know? So I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer, and I will let you guys know. I see a lot of great answers so far. Great. So you guys are actually correct. This means basically because or a cause, just like everyone said. So that would be correct. And as you guys know, it's very, very important to remember, and I will never repeat it enough. But in Korean, okay, the cause or the reason to something is always at the beginning of the sentence, and then it is ending with the result. In English, it would be the opposite. So the result will be first and then the cause after that. But in Korean, it is the opposite. So once you can rewire your brain into thinking the opposite way, you will see how easier it gets. So here, it would be because... Okay, because the folk village is really wide, okay, which is the cause, okay, so because it is wide, I guess it is big, this happened, okay, which is the result. We will get into that right away. So hopefully you understand better that whenever you add 서 to a verb, especially, it makes it a cause or a reason to something. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So now let's continue with the next part of this sentence. So here we have 자전거. Does any guys know the meaning of that word? Comment down below if you guys know what is 자전거. What does that mean? Comment down below if you guys know what this word would mean, especially if you understand this verb. You might know, if you are not familiar with that word, what this could potentially mean. So comment down below the answer. What does 자전거 would mean? I will give you guys a few seconds to comment down below the answer. I will be drinking a little bit of water and let you guys know right after. Wow, I see a lot of great answers as well. Again, I swear you guys have the answer to everything. That is amazing. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. So yes, you guys are actually correct. Once again, 자전거 would mean a bike. Bicycle, for anyone that doesn't want to get confused with the motorcycle, because sometimes we can call that a bike. I mean, I guess in Canada, I don't know elsewhere. Anyways, a bike as in bicycle. Okay, and then 탔어요, which is from the verb 타다. Does any of you guys know what that means as well? Comment down below if you guys remember what the verb 타다 would mean. Comment down below if you know. We also have a double shield under here, so we know that it is in the past tense. So it is a verb that in this context is put in the past tense. But if you know also the original form of this verb, comment down below the answer. So it is 타다. We have seen it a lot of times before, and it is always associated with a transportation mode. So you will never see that verb being used in other contexts than transportation mode. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Thank you. So what does that mean? Comment down below if you know the answer. Thank you so much for the like as well. Okay, so I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that is actually correct. It is to ride. But like I mentioned, the verb 타다 is only used in context of transportation. So here it would be a road bicycle. So that would be how it would be conjugated. So let's translate everything together now that we know the meaning behind each word. So here, because the folk village is really wide, okay, they rode a bike or a bicycle. So that would be how this sentence would be translated. So folk village, really wide, because bicycle road. So that would be how this sentence would be structured. Do you guys have any questions about this one? If you have anything that you are not sure to understand, please comment down below. We will be continuing with the next one. However, like I said, if there is anything you are not sure to understand, please comment down below, because my goal is for you guys to understand everything in those sentences. So now let's go with that one. Let me repeat it one more time. So 자전거를 타니까 더 많이 구경할 수 있었어요. Can you pronounce? Yes, of course. So it is 넓었어. 넓었어. So here you pronounce it first, 넓, and then it's as if the B up was just right here. 넓었어. 넓었어. That is how it would be pronounced. So hopefully this is helping understand. Okay, thank you, Samde. Okay, so let's go with that one. So here, oh my God, I just noticed that for anyone, you guys probably knew the translation to this word because it was written just right here. I didn't even notice. So if anyone got the answer from here, you guys are amazing. Okay, so here we have once again 자전거를 타. So here it is from the verb, well, this, which is a noun, with 타다, the verb to ride. So together, bike, riding, okay, to ride a bike. However, here we have a special grammar pattern in this sentence, which is 니까. So 자전거를 탑니까. So here, let's think as this is the first part of the sentence, and then we have the second part of the sentence that continue just right here. By any chance, do you guys know what this would mean when we add 니까? Comment down below if any of you guys know what that would mean when we add this grammar pattern to a verb. So I'm trying to see if any of you guys, by any chance, know the meaning. I will explain it shortly after, but comment down below if you guys might know what that means. So this is, I guess, intermediate level-ish grammar pattern. You have probably heard it a lot of times though in K-dramas because this tense of grammar pattern is used very, very often whenever, especially while speaking. To be honest, I haven't seen it often written, but spoken a lot of times. I don't know. This is a harder one, so it's okay. That is why I prepared in advance to explain to you guys better. So as Ariel said, it means because, but this is more specific. So it means because, but just right here, it says that it is to express a reason for an action or a state. So it's not just any reason, it is especially for an action or a state. So you can translate that in English to since or because. In those contexts, both of them could work, right? Since riding a bike or because riding a bike. Okay, both of them could work, but the thing that you need to remember is it means because. It is also only used with adjectives or verbs. So you cannot use it with a noun. So either adjectives or verbs. Plus, 니까. Here you put 니까 just like that if it is ending with a vowel. But if it is ending in a consonant, then you add ı in front of it. So it is 으니까. So yes, it is to express an action or a reason for an action or a state. So that is what you need to remember. Thank you so much for the follow. So yes, here, because riding a bike or since riding a bike, okay, both of them could work in this context. So let's continue with the second part of the sentence now that we know what 니까 would mean. Thank you so much for the follow as well. Thank you. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 4 times a week where we study Korean together just like today. So let's continue right here. Here, this is very interesting because there are both emphasizing something. So it is a lot. So what does 또 would mean? Comment down below if you guys remember what 또 이렇게, like this, would mean. What does that mean? Does any of you guys know? Also, it's something that is specific because lots of words that are short or particles that are added to words. For example, the other 또, or man, or I don't have any other examples in my head right now, but a lot of times shorter words are glued to another word, but this one is always hanging out by himself, so you can never glue it to another word. So this is a word that stands on its own, that is always alone. So what does that mean? Comment down below if you guys know the answer. So I will let you guys know in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are actually correct, Tiff and Ariel. I don't think more people. No, you guys were correct. So it actually means more. So here in this context, okay, not in this context, but the way it is written, because we have also the other 또 that is written differently, that means also, but this one means more. Thank you so much for the follow and the like. Thank you, 여러분. So more. We have 많이 from the verb 많다, to be a lot or to be many. So that is why I said this is a lot of emphasizing, because it's like more, a lot together. So a lot more. In English, we would say that a lot more, but in Korean, they say more, a lot. Very interesting, right? So a lot more. 구경할 수 있었어요. So here it is from the verb 구경하다. We have seen it yesterday. Does any of you guys remember the meaning of the verb 구경하다? Comment down below if you remember the meaning of that word, that verb actually. So we have seen that verb yesterday. Do you guys remember what that means? Comment down below the answer. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you. So what does that mean? What is this verb? 구경하다. What does that mean? Does any of you guys remember by any chance? We have seen it yesterday if you were here in my previous Korean study live stream, but you might be familiar with that one, especially if you are intermediate level. This is more intermediate level word, but you know, even if you're a beginner, this is still a great verb to add to your vocabulary. So, oh wow, okay, so you guys are actually correct. So 구경하다 is the verb to either browse, to look around, or you know, So for example, the greatest example that I have for you guys, whenever you can use that word, you can also use that word for sightseeing. I think this is the word that I was trying to remember yesterday. Sightseeing, looking around, and browsing are the three words that I would use with this verb, 구경하다. Like I mentioned, the example that I have for you guys is whenever you go, for example, to a store. You are going to the mall, you are not intended to buy anything, you just want to look around to have a look of what is out there, but you don't plan on buying, then in this case you could use the verb 구경하다 as well. So just to look around, to browse, or to sightsee would be the three different context that you could use this verb. And then after that, we have a grammar pattern that I really like, which is 수 있어요. Here we have 있었어요. So it is in the past tense. As you guys, I have mentioned it previously. This is from the verb 있다, to be or to have, depending on the context. Normally, when there is a double shiat, it means that it is in the past tense. However, when the original verb stem already have the double shiat under here, if we want to make it in the past tense, we need to add it one more time, which is why here there is 2 times double shiat. So here, if it was just 있어요, it would be in the present tense because 있다 already have it in the verb stem, double shiat. So here, add it one more time, it makes it in the past tense. So you have probably seen before this grammar pattern, which is 수 있어요. Does any of you guys remember what that means? Just the grammar pattern 수 있어요. If you know in the past tense what it means as well, you can comment down below. So 수 있어요 or 수 있었어요. What is 하회? Sorry, I'm late. It's okay, no worries. So here it goes together. 하회 마을이. It is a folk village. So it goes together, those two words. So it is a folk village. If you were not there, and I can show you a picture. So this is like a folk village in Andong, in Korea. So this is what this looks like. So do you guys know what 수 있어요 can mean? Wow, a lot of great answer as well. So that is correct. Normally, 수 있어요 either means can do something or know how to do something. So can do something or know how to do something. In the past tense, it would be, how can we put that in the past tense? Let me translate the sentence all together. And I will be able to tell you in past tense what that would be. Okay, so here, because they rode a bike, okay, they were able, okay, they could sightsee, they could look around a lot more, okay, could do it. Yeah, that would be correct. I was like, what is the past tense of can? I got brain freeze. They could do a lot of sightseeing because they rode a bike. Yes, that would be actually correct. So yes, like you said in English, that would be actually the opposite, right? We would say the result first. So it would be they were able to, or they could look around a lot more or sightsee a lot more because they rode a bike. But in Korean, it would be the opposite, right? Because we start with the cause or the reason to something, and then we finish off with the result. Thank you so much for the follow. So hopefully this is helping you understand better, right? Korean sentence structure, very different from English. So it might be difficult at first for your brain to rewire because it is the opposite. But the more you practice, the more you view it, the easier it will become, I swear to you guys. So we will be continuing with the next sentence. However, if there is anything that you do not understand about those two sentences, please feel free to comment down below. I didn't hear, but why does it say 탑니까? So here, 타 is from the verb 타다, to ride. We have the grammar pattern, which is 니까. I will show you guys the reason. So it is only used with either adjectives or verbs. It expresses a reason, so it can either mean since or because. So since or because. However, something that is specific about it is that it's only used with actions or states. Okay, so here it is used because the action would be to write. So does that make sense? It means either because or since, but it is used with either actions or a state. So you cannot use it if you just want to say because without an action. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. We will be continuing to the next sentence. But if you have, once again, any questions about those two, feel free to comment down below.
큰 강도 있어서 풍경이 예뻤어요. 안동에서는 찜닭이 유명해요.
Okay, so let's repeat those two sentences together. Thank you so much for the repose, Susanna. So, 큰 강도 있어서 풍경이 예뻤어요. 안동에서는 찜닭이 유명해요. So very, very interesting sentences once again. So let's start with this one. So technically, there is two parts to this sentence. So let's start with the first part, which would be just right here. And then we have the second part, which would be just right here. So just to make sure it is not too overwhelming, let's start with the first part. So here we have learning Korean is so fun. I know, right? Kin is from Keda. Yes, exactly. That is correct. So that is also why I do those Korean study podcasts, because sometimes studying Korean might seem boring, but doing it that way makes it way more fun. So it doesn't feel like we are actually studying Korean, right? So that is what I like about that. But then I remember I'm too broke to go to Korea, so learning is useless. No, learning Korean is never useless. Hopefully, eventually you will be able to go. But yes, big, pretty, famous. That's all I know. That's already great. That's already great. You know 3 words out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 out of 8. That is amazing already, right? So you only have 5 more to know. So let's start with that. We have kin, like, who said that again? It was Emma. Okay, yes. Emma said that it is from the verb 크다, to be big. However, here in this context, it is put as an adjective. So this is from the verb 크다, to be big. However, here it would just be big as an adjective to this word just right here. Do you guys know by any chance what 강 would mean? Comment down below. It is not a last name, okay? Because maybe you are familiar with names in Korean. Yeah, that would actually be correct. That is correct. So what is 강? Comment down below what 강 would mean. Like I said, this is not a last name in Korean. I mean, technically, yes, but in this context, it has a specific meaning. So comment down below the answer. I will drink a little bit of water, and then after that, I will give you guys the answer. So that is actually correct. 강 is a river. So here it would mean big river. However, we have this little particle that makes a slight difference into the sentence. So here we have the to part, which means also, or to, or as well. So big river to, big river also, big river as well. River 한강. 네, 맞아요. So 한강 is the most famous river in Korea. You have probably heard about it, right? Han River. In Korean, we call that 한강. It's very, very pretty. If you ever go to Korea, I really, really suggest you go to the Han River, 한강, and go eat ramen. Very, very great. So yes, we have the to particle that makes it also. Like I mentioned yesterday, this particle is very interesting because it needs also. However, if you are 3 or more choices, okay, 3 or more things that you want to say also, you need to add it to each word as well. Wait, wasn't the Han River where the cat was walking over? Yeah, exactly. Like the meme. Yeah, that would be correct. Hi, Merv. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? So, yes, as I was saying, in Korean, something that you need to remember, especially if you want to say also or and, you need to add it to each word that you want to say that except the last one. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Thank you. So if there are only 2 choices that you want to say also, also you would need to add it to all of them. But and, for example, you would say 강, 하고, blah, 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 etc. But if there are 3 or more choices, you add the to are the haggle to each one of those choices. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope I wasn't too confusing right now. I'm great. I hope you're great too. Yes, I am. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for the follow as well. So let's continue right here. So also a big river. 있어서. So here it is from the verb 있다, want to be. Oh my god, I don't know how to speak. 있다, once again, that means to be or to have, depending on the context of the sentence. And then we have again this particle. Do you guys remember what that means? When you add to a verb, comment down below if you guys remember what that means when we add to a verb. What does that mean? I was so confused during the first months of learning Korean. Oh, really? Why? Was it because it's completely different from English? But I think you are from Europe, if I'm not mistaken, right? I hope I don't have a bad memory. But do you guys remember what that means when you add the so particle to a verb? What does that mean? We have seen it in the previous sentence. So if you remember, the reason particle or something about action. So it would be nika. Nika would be the reason particle that is about an action, but that is very, very similar because it has the same meaning. Because I thought that ita was just the past tense of ita. Ah, yes, exactly. It is different. Yeah. So ita is a verb on its own and ita is another verb. So they have a slight difference, but ita is to be, but more in specific. So yes, that would be correct. So here, the so particle means because as well. However, the difference with the one that we saw previously, which was nika, nika is the one that means because or since associated with an action or a state. So particle is only a cause or a reason to something. So there is a slight difference. Nika is especially with actions, and so is just a cause or a reason. Yes, I'm from Europe, Germany. Yes, I thought you were from Germany. I just didn't want to assume in case I was wrong. But yeah, I thought that. Okay, so yes, because, okay, there is also a big river. So because there is also a big river would be the first part of this sentence. So, right, it makes it so much easier now. Is from 그래서? I'm not sure exactly if it is originally from 그래서, but it is in the same category. I just know that the so particle like that is a grammar pattern that is associated with other verbs, meaning a cause or a reason to something, but I'm not exactly sure if it comes originally from 그래서. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's a grammar pattern on its own. So hopefully this makes sense. Yeah. If you want, I can check, right? We can check to have the answer very quickly. Let me see. Let's go right here. Is verb plus so coming. 잠시만요. From 그래서. So I will just double check because we will know if that is correct or not. 네. 그래서 So when something okay, let's just see here. Sorry about that. I'm not showing you guys so you can see what I'm doing. So I am confused. So it doesn't exactly say if it's coming from 그래서, but generally you want to use 그래서 at the beginning of the sentence. However, the 서 grammar particle is used in the middle of the sentence, so that might be also a slight difference, but it doesn't necessarily say if it's coming from 그래서 or not. Sadly, it doesn't say. So maybe if any of you guys know for sure, you can comment down below. But it doesn't say. Thanks for checking it up. No worries. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 덕혜 좋네요. I really like to, just double checking to make sure always that we got the correct answer. So, I'm happy to do that. Sadly, I couldn't get the answer, but yes, we know what that means at least. And then we have here, 풍경이. 풍경이 is actually scenery. So the scenery, the view, okay, both of those could work. This is a word that is very, very interesting if you want to add this to your vocabulary whenever you are talking about a view that you find beautiful or things like that. You can use that word in this case. And then we have here the verb 예뻤어요 from the verb 예쁘다, to be pretty. Double shield under here once again, so we know it is in the past tense. So now that we know all the words of that sentence, let's translate together. So in English, we would say the view, okay, was pretty because there was also a big lake. But in Korean, right? In Korean, we start with the opposite. I think it's the other way around that 그래서 uses the particle 서. I'm not sure though. Oh, really? You think so? That is, that could be possibly correct, right? Because 그래 on its own means something. So that could make sense actually. That could make sense. That 그래서 is coming from the 서 particle. That would make sense. Interesting. Thank you for letting you know your opinion. Thank you so much for the follow as well. Okay, so hopefully this sentence is making sense. Let me repeat word by word one more time. Big lake also is because scenery was beautiful. Okay, so because there was also a big lake, the view was pretty. That is the translation to this sentence. So now let's jump to this one. Okay, so 안동에서는 Andong is the city that I told you guys about. It is in the Middle East of Korea, so about in the middle of the country, but more on the east side of the country as well. So this is Andong, the city where we have the folk village. For anyone that was not there previously, this is what this looks like. So they have those little, how can I say that, roof that are very particular, and it looks like that far away. So this is the city of Andong that is surrounded by mountains, just like mostly everywhere in Korea. Okay, so we have the 에서 particle once again. So something that is important to remember is that whenever we have the 에서 particle, there is either an action happening at the location or inside the location, or someone is coming from that location. So here it would translate to in Andong, okay? In English, we could translate that to in Andong. And then after that, we have 찜닭이. I'm not exactly sure what this verb means. So I will check that out. I'm not exactly sure. If you know, you can comment down below the answer. I will be checking on Naver Dictionary in the meantime. How do we write that? Tim. Is it like, because we have 닭 like chicken, but I don't think that would be correct, right? Oh yes, that is, that is a type of chicken. Okay, that is why. Okay, because I was like, 닭 is chicken. So I think it is a specific food that is braised chicken. That said, or steamed chicken. What is the difference? Braised chicken, steamed kitchen. Is that kitchen? Chicken, not kitchen. Chicken. Oh my god, braised chicken. I don't know what that means. Is it? What is braised? Braised is like on with how do we call that? Steam? No. I'm not sure. I'm not great in English. Sorry about that. So yes, this is a type of braised chicken Thank you so much for the repost. Thank you, thank you. So in Andong, okay, the braised chicken, okay, pak chicken, I guess 찜 would mean braised together, braised chicken. 유명해요. Does any of you guys know what is this verb? What does that mean? Comment down below. It is from the verb 유명하다. So you might be familiar with this verb. Comment down below if you know what this verb would mean. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 4 times a week where we study Korean together just like today. So comment down below, what does 유명하다 mean? Does any of you guys know this verb? Comment down below if you guys know what this verb would mean. 유명하다. What does that mean? Comment down below if you know. To dream? Not exactly. To dream would be 궁금하다. Similar. So comment down below if you guys know the answer to that verb. Oh, I see great answers, so I will let you guys know in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are actually correct. So 유명하다 is the verb to be famous or to be popular. So that is what this means. 유명하다, to be famous or to be popular. So in Andong, okay, the braised chicken is popular. So that would be how this sentence would be translated. So it is popular in Andong. So we saw in Daejeon there was a specific soup that was popular during summertime. But in Andong, I guess what is popular is their braised chicken. So that is very interesting to see, in different cities, what type of food is popular and is, the main dish in that city. So it's very, very interesting to see all those things, right? We get to know more about Korean cities. So it's not just Korean study session, but we are also learning very valuable information about Korea. So let's continue with the next sentence. However, like I said, if you have any questions about any words that you are not sure to understand in those sentences, please feel free to comment down below. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So let's continue now.
그래서 하회마을 근처에서 찜닭을 먹었어요. 그리고 밤에는 야경을 보러 갔어요.
Okay, so let's repeat those 2 sentences together. Audrey, hello Sab, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? So let's repeat those 2 sentences together. 그래서 하회마을 근처에서 찜닭을 먹었어요. 그리고 밤에는 야경을 보러 갔어요. So let's repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 그래서 하회마을 근처에서 찜닭을 먹었어요. 그리고 밤에는 야경을 보러 갔어요. Thank you so much for the heart me, Seth. 고마워요. Thank you. So now let's translate everything together. We have 그래서. So what we saw earlier, right? 서 particle. Does any of you guys remember what is the meaning of 그래서? As you guys might know if you are familiar with my Korean study live streams, all the words or most words starting in 그 are connective words. What does that mean? They connect either to part of a sentence or they connect 2 sentences together. All I know is 8. Oh, that is amazing, right? You probably understand most of the sentences then. That is amazing. So yes, I see a lot of great answers. So 그래서 has technically 3 different translations. And if you know me, you might remember them all. So the first one is 소. Okay. 그래서, right? The ending sounds very similar to so that is why a lot of people remember 그래서 with so, but it can also mean therefore, just like Sab said, or it can also mean in other words. I think you guys don't like my way of saying that because everyone only remembers so and therefore, never in other words. That is okay. I like to be fancy with my words, I guess. So therefore, in other words, 하회마을. So we know that this is the folk village. We have 근처에서. So 근처 is something that is close by, near, or around. We have the 에서 particle, so we know that there is an action, that is happening at the location which is technically close by, near, or around. Okay? And then we have here 찜닭을, so we know it is the braised chicken, and 먹었어요 from the verb 먹다, to eat. Double shiat under here, so we know it is in the past tense, ate. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So here it would mean so, therefore, in other word, close to the folk village. Okay, she ate the braised chicken. Okay, so in a place nearby the folk village, she ate the braised chicken. So that would be the translation to that sentence. Yummy chicken. Yeah. So this is the specialty of Andong, which is a city in the Middle East of Korea. So this sentence was very easy, right? It was easier than it might look like. Easier, yeah. So let's continue with this one just right here. So we have 그리고 밤에는 야경을 보러 갔어요. So here, 그리고 is another word that is starting in 그, which means it is a connective word that connects with the previous sentence above. So what could that mean if 그리고 is a connective word that connects the two sentences together? Comment down below. If you know what that means, comment down below. What does 찜 mean? So here it is a specialty. 닭 means chicken. So I'm assuming that 찜 is the braised part. But this is a meal together. So I'm not sure if they also use 찜 in other type of meal as well. But together it is braised chicken. Sorry about that. So hopefully this is helping you understand better. So yes, you guys are correct. 그리고 means and in Korean. However, this one is always used in the beginning of the sentence most of the time. So it is to connect the two sentences together. So and we have 밤에는. Does any of you guys know what 밤 is? 밤에? Do you guys know what that means? You might know that. I think we learned that in beginner level. One of the few words that we start learning in Korean. If I'm not mistaken, it has been so long since I started learning Korean that I don't remember vaguely, except 안녕하세요. What are the other words that we learned first? It has been so long. Oh my god, 3 years already. Crazy. So yes, you guys are actually correct. We have 밤, which is night. 달길. Yeah, but I'm not sure if here in this case we can re-listen to it, but I'm not sure if it would be like 찜달길. Maybe. But that would sound weird to my ears. We can just listen one time just to make sure. 잠시만요. Okay, let's hear.
그래서 하회마을 근처에서 찜닭을 먹었어.
Yes, we don't pronounce the 리을 under here. 찜닭을. Because if we would pronounce it like 찜닭을, it would sound weird. It wouldn't sound natural. So it is still 찜닭을. Even if we have here a vowel after that. So hopefully this is helping you understand better, right? So here, like I said, we have 밤에, so 밤, night. A particle makes it at night. So, oh yeah, very, very confusing, right? But now we know that it is pronounced 찜닭을. So we don't pronounce the 리을 in that context. Thank you so much for the follow and the like. Thank you. So at night and at night, 야경을, we have 야경, which is night view. Thank you so much for the heart, me Betsy. Thank you. 고마워요. Thank you for being part of our 스파클링 친구 gang. Okay, so yes, we have 야경, which is night view. Here we have 보러, which is originally from the verb 보다, to see or watch. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. Thank you. Also, if you guys are new, I will say it very, very quickly. Don't forget to follow me right here as I go live 4 times a week where we study Korean together, just like today. The next Korean study session will be tomorrow, so if you want to make sure to not miss it, make sure to follow me. So let's continue right here. It is from the verb 보다, to see. So here it is like watching, seeing the night view. Okay, so that would be how it would be translated. I have seen raw particle grammar previously, but I'm not sure exactly what it changes to the verb. So let me just quickly search for that because I know someone will ask me verb plus 러. But I know that it means like watching or viewing. That would be how this would be translated. But let me just see the grammar so that it can help you guys understand better. I guess it indicates the goal. Yes, that could possibly mean that. I think it means with the intention. Yes, but with the intention and planning, it's more like 려. It's not 러, but 려. So this is planning to, but maybe this is similar. Yes. So 려고 is planning to. So I guess maybe it has a similar meaning to that. So let me just see quickly to be able to explain. Yeah, 려고 is the intention of doing or planning. So let's see. No, not that one. Come to, go to. Okay. So here it is similar, but it's more in to come or go to. Going to, coming from a place in order to do something. So that would be go watching, go seeing. Yeah, exactly. So that would be correct. So it would be more like going to or coming from a place in order to do something specific, which in this place it's like going to view, to watch the night view. In this context, that would be how it would be translated. So it is very similar to 려고, which is planning to or intention to do something, but it has a slightly different meaning. Oh my god, my phone is going to die. Oh no, go charge it. If you are leaving, I hope you have a great rest of the evening. But yes, so here it's more like going, because here we have also the verb 갔다, to go, double shut under here, so it is in the past tense. So it's more like going to or coming from watching the night view. So, and at night I went watching the night view. Yeah, exactly. That would be the translation to the sentence. So, and at night, okay, she went to watch the night view. Okay, so that would be how this sentence would be translated. So hopefully it makes sense. Do you guys want me to do one more sentence before the end of today? Or are we ending it today and continue tomorrow? Let me know. If you want me to do one more sentence before the end of today. If not, then we will see each other tomorrow. So comment down below if you guys want me to do one more sentence, or have we had enough for today? Can you translate the first sentence again? Yes, of course, no worries. So therefore, in other words, okay, so near the folk village, okay, she ate the braised chicken. My brain is wrecked from today for my notes. It's okay, no worries. So hopefully it makes sense, right? So therefore, in other words, close to, nearby, around the folk village, she ate braised chicken. So that would be the translation to this sentence. So do you guys want us to do one more sentence, or are we done for today? Comment down below. I will see if a lot of people request more than once. If a lot of you guys request to do last one sentence, okay, I will do one more. But if you guys are too tired, we will end it for today and continue tomorrow. So if you want to make sure to not miss tomorrow's study podcast, make sure to follow me and activate the notification to be able to join us, because I go live 4 times a week where we study Korean together. So this is, fun times together. So yes, you want me to do one? Okay, so we will do one last sentence. I will just be drinking a little bit of water, and then we will start right away with the last sentence. Okay, so let's continue now.
그리고 밤에는 야경을 보러 갔어요. 아름다운 다리가 있었고 여러 행사도 했어요. 바쁘지만 재미있는 하루를 보냈어요.
Okay, so we will only have time to do the sentence above just right here, but we will continue with that one tomorrow. So let me repeat that sentence very quickly. Okay. So let me repeat quickly. 잠시만요. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's repeat right now. 아름다운 다리가 있었고 여러 행사도 했어요. So let's just say everything together. We have 아름다운. Does any of you guys know what that means? This is actually a verb that is put into an adjective. So comment down below what is the meaning of 아름다운. What does that mean? Comment down below what is the meaning of that. It is actually an adjective. So what does this adjective mean? Comment down below. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So what does that mean? 아름다운, what does that mean? Comment down below. What is the meaning of that? Thank you so much for the follow as well. Thank you. So you guys are doing amazingly once again. So you are correct. 아름다운 is the adjective that means beautiful. So it is very, very similar to the verb 예쁘다, right? They have a very, very similar meaning. So 예쁘다 in 아름다운 has a similar meaning, which is to be beautiful. So you guys are correct. We have 다리, which is a bridge. So beautiful bridge. I was lagging. It's okay, no worries. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So here, beautiful bridge. 있었고. So here it is from the verb 있다, to be or to have, depending on the context of the sentence. We have a double 시옷 2 times, which means that this verb originally has double 시옷. So in the present tense, it is already double 시옷. So to make it in the past tense, we need to add it one more time. So 있었고. Here we have the go particle. Arm down, beautiful. Arm down, beautiful. 다리 isn't also leg. Yes, exactly. 다리 is also leg. But here in this context, she doesn't say beautiful leg. So that is probably why also she wrote down, right, the name, the meaning of that word, because she didn't want to confuse people with legs. But yeah, beautiful legs. So 있었고, it is here saying more like there was, okay, beautiful bridge, or the place had beautiful bridge, depending on the context, right, of the sentence. Both of them could work. Korean words have many different meanings. Yes, exactly. And if you only know one meaning of one word, sometimes it can be confusing because yeah, it can mean something. Just like you will see this Friday for my Korean Friday tip, there was actually a funny thing that happened to me this week because I'm planning to go back to Korea for 1 year this January. So I'm slowly looking into jobs. So I connected with people on LinkedIn and I DM'd one person and the person replied to me saying, 일천 신청, which if you translate that, it means like someone's cousin or something like that. So I got very confused. I was like, why is she talking to me about the cousin? I don't know her. But turns out that it is actually saying thank you for the friend request. So 일천 신청 actually mean friends requests. So whenever, right, someone add you on an app or something, you can say thank you for the friend request that way. But if you translate it directly, it actually means someone's cousin. So I got so confused. So sometimes, funny thing happens like that. That's crazy. Yeah. So I got so confused. I searched on Google. No, actually I searched on Reddit. I was like, is there like, a specific meaning behind that word? And I actually found that for them, that is how they say friends request. So very, very crazy. They are not talking about, imagine you replied like, what about you? I know, right? But in that case, I introduced myself. So I was like, there is definitely something else behind that, especially when we are talking in a professional setting. I was like, maybe if she was from Canada, that would make sense, but she is from Korea. So, there is no way that she would talk to me about her cousin. So, that was very, very confusing, but sometimes it happens in Korean, right? You know the meaning of one word, but you don't know a second meaning, so you can get confused very, very easily. So that is why, right? Here it is not a beautiful leg, but beautiful bridge. So we don't want to have another misinterpretation. We have the ko particle right here. That means and. However, like I said, and is with verbs or adjectives. So you can only use it with that. Well, that's why you have Audrey to teach us. Yes, hopefully I can teach us things so that you are not getting embarrassed, right? Because, I have embarrassed myself too many times in Korean. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes, right? And not embarrass yourselves. So yeah, very fun times. Like I said, let's go back to our Korean sentence. The go means and in Korean, but it is only used with verbs, adjectives, or action. So here it would be like, there was, okay, or they had a beautiful bridge. And let's continue with the second part of the sentence. So think of it as this is the first part of the sentence and then the second part of the sentence. Then after that we have 여러 행사도 했어요. 여러, I have seen it a lot of times before, but I don't remember. And 행사도, not sure either. So we will be checking both of them. I see a lot of times 여러, but I keep forgetting about that. Why does my brain doesn't want to remember every time? 잠시만요. Several, many. Oh, yes, of course. Many. Yes, thank you so much, 예쁘는. Yes, 여러. Why do I forget about it? I need to write it down somewhere because why do I keep forgetting that one? Various, several, many. So that is how we would rate that. Let me just write that down somewhere so that I don't forget about it once again. Does it happen with you guys? You have a specific word that you see all the time, but for some reason your brain cannot seem to remember the meaning. That is me with 여러, I swear. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Okay, and then we have 행사. 행사, never seen that word as well. So let's check that out. 행사. Oh, event. Okay, so you were correct. This is an event. I know a lot of times in Korean, they would also use event, which is like the Konglish word. So I guess this is the Korean way actually of saying that. But I feel like most Korean nowadays say event instead of 행사. Yeah, Korean use Konglish a lot. Yes, I hate Konglish, but not me using it as well. Thank you so much for the follow. So yes, I really hate Konglish because most of the time you will be like, what the hell does this word mean? Because you expect it to be a Korean word and then you repeat it out loud 1,000 times and eventually it clicks in your brain and you're like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. This is an English word. So I don't know if it happens to you guys as well, but this happens to me all the time. So there was a beautiful bridge and that would be actually correct. And here we have the verb 했어요, which is from the verb 하다, to do. Double shiat under here, so it makes it in the past tense. So it's more like did. We have also the 도 particle. I can actually understand better with Konglish the sentence. Oh, really? Interesting. For me, it's the opposite because I expect every word to be actually Korean. So whenever I see something Konglish, I'm like, what does that word mean? I don't know how to start making my own sentences. What should I do? I understand structure though. So do you know how to create sentences from like subject, object, verb, like the very basic one? Because if you already know how to do that, I actually filmed a video today about how to actually build longer sentences. Couldn't you just type 한글? Okay, sorry about that. I got distracted. But as I said, I filmed actually today a video about how to create longer sentences that will be going out later this week. So probably during the weekend. So stay tuned for that video because I actually give you a very great trick that works absolutely to slowly be able to create longer and longer sentences. So if you are interested, okay, make sure to activate the bell to get the notification when I will post this video, which will most likely be going up this weekend. Okay, so either Saturday or Sunday. Do you have videos from when you were a beginner? I am doing my best to follow along, but I am newer. Do you mean like, did I film videos when I was a beginner level? Okay, thanks. I'll look out. You're welcome. Because I had been studying Korean on and off for about 3 years-ish. So I was not making any videos. I only started to make videos this January. Yes, to go back and study. Yes, I didn't sadly make any videos when I was a beginner, but I have posted a lot of videos for beginner level from, what I have learned throughout the years. So you can always go watch them after this live, but I didn't film any videos when I was a beginner because like I said, it was a long time ago. But yes, if you are interested, I posted for any level. So there are different things for beginners that you can watch and understand better. And if there is anything specific, you guys can also always ask me questions in my DMs or ask me if I can make a video about a specific subject and I will gladly do that. So let's finish the sentence just right here. We have the to particle. Once again, that means also. So now that we know the meaning of all the sentence, let's go and translate that. So, right, there was or they had a beautiful bridge and they did also various event. Okay, so I guess the bridge was beautiful, right, with the view of the water. And there was also several events that was going on when she went to Andong. So that will be the translation to this sentence. Tomorrow we will be continuing with this one right here. Does it only mean also? Because I heard it means even and also. Yes, so it means also to even. So to even also. There is another one that I don't remember at the moment, but all of those words could work. That would be correct. So do you guys have any questions before the end of today? I also want to remind you guys that the emoji of the week is actually the purple heart. So what is the emoji of the week is whenever you see any of my videos on your For You page or next time you join one of my Korean study live stream, you can just comment down below the emoji, which is the purple heart emoji, and I will note that you guys were here today. So it is like a secret code between each other. So yes, what was 여러? Several, many, or several, many, various. That would be the translation to that one. So yes, the purple heart will be the emoji of the week. And the last thing I want to let you guys know before we end for today is that if you've been wanting to stay consistent, but you need a little bit of structure in your Korean studies, don't forget to grab my free 30 days Korean study planner that I made for you guys. So it is a simple way to get back into studying without the pressure, and you will be able to improve a little bit of every skill within 30 days. So it is totally free and you can grab it. The second or third link in my description if you are interested. So it is totally free. And yes, I made this study planner in January. I used it a lot. I also created more study planner that I'm now using, more specialized in different things. But, this is literally the planner that helped me so much earlier this year. So that is why I'm giving it to you guys, because it has helped a lot of people. So if you want to be one of them, you can just grab it. Third link in my description. If I'm not mistaken, it should be written free Korean study planner. So that is if you are interested. Do you have any questions for today? If not, that will be the end for today, but we will see each other tomorrow at the same time. So from an hour ago, if you guys are interested to join us. I just put my email. It's in my mail now. Yay! So yes, you get it instantly. So within a few minutes, you have it in your inbox and you will be able to start your studies today, actually. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us on this lovely day. And I hope that you had a great time studying Korean with me as well. 고생했어요. 네. Bye. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you. I wish you a wonderful day as well. So do you guys have any questions? If not, I will go. But yeah, I also posted a video earlier today if you want to go watch it. It is a very funny story time that happened. So if you are interested, you can go watch it after this study live stream. Thank you, Audrey. See you. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you will be able to make it today. I wish you guys an amazing day and I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. You too. Okay? 안녕히 계세요, 여러분. 내일 봐요. 안녕. 안녕, 여러분.